Namaste to everyone. So today in this topic we will going to talk about moon, because the moon is a very fascinating object which is very near to us. It's a celestial object and it is quite attractive and fascinating because of its beauty and the facts that lead us towards quite a number of conspiracy theories. So that is why moon is a very fascinating thing that fascinates us being a human being, that what is there, because we have been looking for moon since the Cold War days. We know the Cold War and what had happened during the time of the Cold War, that is also known to us, that there was a space war between the United States and the Soviet Union, and as a result of that we came to know about so many facts and so many details about the moon. But there are so many things needs to know, because we do not know all the things about the moon. We do not even know that what are the things exist on earth. So we need detailed experimentations on the moon, and the experimentations on the moon have begun since the days of the Cold War, since the 1960s. There are conspiracy theories, let's not get into that, but today we will going to talk about that because recently two Italian scientists, one's name is Lorenzo Bruzzone and the another name is Leonardo. These two scientists have came up with a new discovery that there is a cave on the moon's surface. So it is very, very fascinating because the cave is 400 kilometers away from the landing spot of Apollo 11, where the Neil Armstrong and the Buzz Aldrin land there, and that was the touch of the first humanity on the surface of the moon. And that cave is estimated to be 40 meters wide and 100 meters long, and its depth is around 150 meters. The average is 150 meters. The exact number is not known to anyone. So as a result of that, the range is between 130 to 170 meter. In feet, it is 426 to 558 meter. You know that there is no gravity on the, there is a gravity, but that is 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So to move on the moon, to moving something on the moon, to moving your own body is quite difficult on the moon's surface. So that is why if human being would be able to go down on this cave, it would be very difficult, or human beings have to use some boosters to come up. So there is a knot that we need to open it, we need to untie it. Then and only then we will going to know that what are the things there on the moon's surface. So this is the one thing that we have came up with recently, that there is a cave on the moon's surface. And as we know that the human beings are again trying to land on the moon's surface, and this time their intention is to colonize the moon. What is the purpose of colonization? The purpose of colonization to stay there permanently, to use the moon as a pit stop for the transmigration, because the human beings wants to go further off the moon. Further, human beings wants to send their part on Mars, on Titan. So to go over there, the human beings needs pit stop. So moon can be used as a pit stop, and these caves can be used to stay over there, to make it a home for the human beings, because the lunar surface is battered by the radiations. So why the radiations are there? Because the extreme radiation emitted from the sunlight, which the moon cannot protect itself because it does not have air cover or any kinds of other cover to protect that radiations. So that is why as if there is a radiation effect, the human beings need to protect itself from radiation. That is the first point. The second point is the extreme temperature. The moon, the lighter side of the moon has around thousands of or hundreds of degrees centigrade, and the darker side of the moon has the hundreds of degrees centigrade but in negative. So that is why there is two extreme temperatures on the both sides of the moon. That is why these caves or the dens can be used to make the human beings to live there comfortably. And the space weather, because the moon does not have any air, so there is no shield on the outside of the moon to protect anything to come into the moon's surface. So that is why you will going to see that billions of craters on the surface of the moon, as there is no air on the surface of the moon. As a result, the billions of celestial objects has battered the surface of the moon for billions of years or millions of years. We know the entire history of the moon, but there is some origins. The formations of the moons are there. And when we will going to tell you that what is the formations theory behind the moon, then you will come to know that what is the reason behind the formation of these kinds of cave. Because the scientists are speculating that this is not only the one cave, maybe there are hundreds of more caves and they are connected to these caves. So that is why the formations is very important. And the formations is that the theory actually origins the Mars-sized body collided with Earth about 4.5 billion years ago. And these resulting debris from the Earth and the impactor accumulating to form our natural satellites about 2,40,000 miles away, which in the kilometer we can say that 3,84,000 kilometers away. And the newly formed moon was in a molten state, but within about 100 million years ago, most of the global magma oceans have crystallized, because when the crystallizations happen, then it will leave some places, some gaps, and these gaps can be the resultant factors of these caves. We do not know the original theory right now, because the scientists are still finding the knots, still trying to untie those knots, that what are the real reasons behind the formations of the moon. And let me give you a theory or a conspiracy theory that the moon is a hollow space, and that there is a hollow things, there is a mega structure, the artificial mega structure. You will going to, if you wants to know about this, because this is a conspiracy theory, this is not a real thing. So if you wants to know about this, you have to watch the movie The Moonfall. So if you watch the movie Moonfall, you will come to know that what are the things behind this mega structure concept. And the first human beings land on the moon on 21st July 1969. So these are the facts, but the important thing is that we have to go to the moon. Because of that, the United States and the other countries, including India, came up with an Artemis program, that and using that Artemis programs, the countries are trying to send the human beings on the surface of the moon again after the 1969. So these are the things very important. Not only the United States, but the China and the Russia is also trying to send their astronauts on the surface of the moon. So there is a race of finding the things, because everybody wants a bit piece of the moon. Moon is a very important thing, because there are natural resources that can be used and that can be transported to the earth to use as for the human beings good. So these are the things are very important to know, and these caves can be used for the other purposes. Other purposes is not known to us, but it can be used for the other purposes other than to make it an home for the human beings. So that is the end of us. So thank you very much. If you have any question, please ask me on the comment section. So thank you very much. Thank you for your support.